of God. Right now, I just the mercy of God, the mercy of God, the mercy of God. No, oh man, I go through. I just the mercy of God, I just the mercy of God. Right now, I just the mercy of God, the mercy of God, the mercy of God. No, oh man, I go through. I just the mercy of God, I just the mercy of God. Right now, I just the mercy of God, the mercy of God, the mercy of God. No, oh man, I go through. I just the mercy of God, the good mercy of God. Hey, leave me la, leave me la. Hey, leave me la, leave me la. Right as me about to let come realize that somebody else here go through worse than me. I have to come up question, you know. I'm a ding dog, an version. Oh. Mercy of God.
99.9. WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And good morning, SVG. Good morning to those in our neighboring territories. Good morning to those of you in the diaspora. It's a cold, wet morning here in SVG. I don't know how it's like for the rest of you, but it's cold and wet on our side here this morning. However, I do hope that you are having a not too bad morning. You are alive, you are awake, and there is so much that we can do. So once again, good morning. Welcome to Activated Mornings. You are live with Roleza and Dianna here in studio, and Christal is joining us as well.
From outer space. Good morning.
All right.
Good morning, Christal.
Good morning to everybody. Hope that everybody is doing well. I know that when we got in, it was cold and wet, but I'm not sure if it still is at this time. I do know that we're expecting, or it was stated that we're expecting some sort of weather, but you know how it is in the Caribbean. It's either rain coming or sun shining, so pick your poison, right? Pick your poison.
Either really hot or really cold.
By this time, we shouldn't be complaining. We know it's either going to be one or the other.
Correct.
All right?
Correct.
So good morning to everybody, and I trust that everybody is having a good one so far. Yes, it's still early in the morning, but it's Friday. Friday, a day that many of us look forward to. All right? So,
It's the weekend.
What's going on? Y'all not excited for Friday?
I just been singing this song. Yes, to the weekend. Nah. That's all I know.
Rihanna song?
Yes.
Drink to that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That is it right there. And good morning to you.
Yeah, Acetylmol is still trying to kick in for me, Christal. So yeah, I am excited, but yes.
Unfortunately, Roleza isn't well.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know. You know, I was there reading something. I just scrolled across something on Facebook. So a friend of mine, she was commenting on, I think she's talking about COVID. She's saying she's not sure what's going on with COVID numbers, but she had to go and get a COVID test, right? So I was saying, at this point, is COVID, is dengue, is normal flu, is normal cold. So whichever one is whichever one. So it is what it is.
So much to look out for, so much to wonder. Is it this one or is it that one? Oh boy.
Yeah, but I mean, Christal?
Sorry, testing. Mic check, testing. No?
You from here? Yes, we could hear you from here.
No. I mean, testing. for, you say, if it's COVID, if it's dengue, whatever, no
I mean, if I
testing?
am going to get tested, Crystal, you and I had
Yeah.
this conversation on air. You and I had this conversation, right? So
And two guilty peas in our pot.
it's a negative for me. It's a negative for me. I mean, the thing of it is that if it goes on for longer than I think it should, then I'd probably go and get tested. But you mean to contribute to the statistics? Nah. Nah.
She ain't doing that.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Yeah. But in all seriousness, yes, I'm trying to stay hydrated, trying to sweat this thing out. You know, an interesting thing is that I don't like to take medication. And not that I have anything against medication, but I just generally don't. And especially when it comes to a cold, I prefer to just sweat it out. So I just put on big clothes, close up the windows, use coverings and that kind of thing. I just sweat it out. So that is generally my preferred method of treatment. And when it does come down to it, then I would take medication. But,
Yeah, to be honest, your preferred method of treatment isn't necessarily bad. It's usually good to try natural things, a little home remedy first, steam out and all of that.
And then my whole thing is that, and yes, medication is made for a purpose. I'm not going to say don't take medication, etc. But I think for me that I just prefer my body to just go through the natural process first.
Yeah.
And then, and I mean, luckily
If
it has
all
never
else
come
fails.
down. Luckily it has never come down to a situation of me being hospitalized or anything like that. I've never had to go through that. But I just monitor it, and I'm wise enough to know that if it's seeming very severe, then I would go and get proper treatment. So yep.
So you don't drink like turmeric, ginger, trumpet bush, all those things?
Yeah.
Wait, you don't drink bush?
I drink every morning this thing called Cersei, but it's a Jamaican product. I think the name that we go by here is Carila or Carili. Right, but it's just that the Jamaicans package it and they call it Cersei. So I drink that every morning.
Okay.
Right?
Bush and pull?
Christal, me going in the bush? Me?
Carila knocking dog on the side of the road.
Okay, so farmer Christal.
Which part, Christal? Because I got the last I see Carila anyway.
Let me talk.
Okay, I seen it. Sorry.
Farmer Christal, you could get some for me, right?
Yeah, I could try.
Some. All right.
Okay, so this morning yesterday there was an accident at Rabacca. I'm going to read an article from our news. We don't really have much details about the accident, but I'm reading from an Asbot News Network. It says an accident occurred at Rabacca earlier today, resulting in several individuals being rushed to the hospital. The severity of the injuries is currently unknown. Authorities are on the scene and more details will be provided as they become available. So you can go to, I think by now, any of the news networks, and you'll be able to see some images of the vehicles with their damages and also some videos. So that happened yesterday. We're not sure of the severity of the injuries of the individuals. We definitely hope that it isn't anything too severe. But several persons did get injured in that accident at Rabacca yesterday. I think it involved a truck. Well, it seems, according to the news reports, a truck, a car, and a van. That seems to have been, the vehicles that got into the accident yesterday. Unfortunately, we are always encouraging persons to take it easy on the roads. We don't know what caused the accident anyway, but we're always encouraging persons to take it easy on the road. Use your signals when you need to use your signals. Use your horns. Take your time. Drive carefully, and we also have traffic talk. Don't forget, we have traffic talk every single morning. So it's a good thing to tune into to hear the advice and the information coming to us from the members of the traffic department of the police force, right?
Yeah.
So some people don't listen.
That's the thing. Some people don't listen.
Sorry, Roleza, go ahead.
No, I was somebody saying, Roleza, don't drink that stuff every morning. Can run down your body. Too much of one thing. All right, we got. I haven't had a problem as yet, but I would heed on the side of caution because I think it's like one of those cleansers as well too. So I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So yes, Pedro. Thanks for that information. Yeah. So the thing of it is that as Dianna said, we're always encouraging persons to drive safely. For there to have been 3 vehicles involved in this one accident, it makes me wonder if some speeding was involved. Maybe that somebody almost dead stop or somebody tries to swerve or whatever the case is. For 3 vehicles to end up or maybe wrong signals given, etc. So
Yeah.
you have to be mindful. Another thing too, because like the other day I almost got into an accident real stupid, and the person in front of me, so we always talking about the trailers, right? So I mean, the trailer did blow their horn when they reached the corner, fine, but the person directly in front of me just dead stop.
Ooh.
Right? They didn't slow down to gradually whatever, they just dead stop. So of course I'm behind. Luckily, I had maintained a decent enough distance behind the vehicle so that when it is that I had to stop, I kind of angle the vehicle in a way so that it won't hit them directly.
Right. That's another thing there, distance, because I've observed a lot of vehicles. I don't know why you want to be all up under the vehicle in front of you. Because for things like this, some persons drive really, really close. I was in a van not too long ago, and this man, in my mind, I keep saying, why this man easing up under this thing? Why this man? And eventually he hit the vehicle in front.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it wasn't anything serious. There wasn't any dents or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that distance is something I notice a lot of drivers don't keep.
And then there's another thing as well too. I remember when I was learning to drive, they did it a lot on the windward side. Listen, windward drivers, I don't know what's going on with windward drivers. I don't have the same sort of problems with leeward drivers, windward drivers. But anyways, what they used to do is drive right up onto you. When you look, they see the L, but they're driving right up onto you, and it was a form of intimidation.
Oh no!
And to me, it was absolutely ridiculous because I could have easily gotten into an accident had I not, because I was driving slower too. But the thing of it is that we have to be careful in terms of the distance, and persons especially, you can't just dead stop. Yes, there might be a reason, like a trailer is coming, but you can't just dead stop because there is a vehicle behind you, and they would have realized that I was behind them. And then the second time too with that vehicle too is that they wanted to turn up into a particular gap. They wait until they reach the gap to indicate and stop, and I'm there like, I could have gotten into another accident with the same vehicle. So people, you need to be, I just like to use sense, right? Use a little bit of sense. And as a driver, don't do onto another driver what you don't want done onto you.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Right. So, maintaining that distance, not just because of for the same scenario, because if you are driving too fast, Roleza, then bradam, you would have rammed right into that vehicle, right? So it's important to keep the distance and also to be driving at a moderate pace. Remember, even though you consider yourself to be a really good driver, you don't know how other persons are driving on the road. So it's always best to exercise caution. Not all accidents are, no accident is good, but not all accidents end without persons dying or being severely injured. So just please, drivers, please exercise caution on the road, please. And thank you. Christal, you were saying something?
I was going to say, I think some drivers tail other vehicles because they want to overtake. So they don't want to be too far. Because if you notice, normally they ease up really close and then they just swing out and pass you. I don't know. It's not a good practice though, but that's what I've seen.
Yeah, me too. Right then. So just another caution. Drivers, take it easy out there, and it's raining today, so road is a little bit wet. And of course, stay tuned. 7:35 traffic talk. Let's hear what the police officers have to say to us. Right now, yesterday I'm not sure if we mentioned this yesterday, but actually, we did the death in Greiggs. So somebody was murdered in Greiggs, and there has been an arrest. I am going to read from Eyewitness News here, where it says Greig's murder accused slapped with firearm and ammo charges. The Greig's man charged with murder in connection with Monday's shooting death of another villager has been slapped with firearm and ammunition charges. The accused, Douglas Batiste, appeared before the Serious Offences Court on Thursday at Greiggs. Let's say that. The accused, Douglas Batiste, appeared before the Serious Offences Court on Thursday, charged that on August 19th at Greiggs, he murdered Rakeem Matthews, also of Greiggs. Detective Sergeant 191 David is leading the murder investigation. Meanwhile, Batiste was also charged that on August 20th at Georgie Gutter Belair, he had in his possession one 9mm Taurus pistol without a license issued under the Firearms Act. He was further charged with possession of 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition without a license. Batiste was not required to plead to any of the charges, all of which were laid on indictment. He has been remanded into custody until October 15th for the commencement of a preliminary inquiry. Batiste is alleged to have shot and killed Matthews, a 27-year-old laborer in Greiggs, around 9:30 p.m. on Monday. Eyewitness News understands that Matthews and another man had an argument in Matthews' yard, which was broken up by other people. The argument is said to have continued on the public road when a man is alleged to have taken a gun from his waist and shot Matthews, who ran before collapsing behind his house shortly after. Matthews' death is the 28th homicide in St. Vincent for the year. So I was quite pleased to see that an arrest was made, so quickly. Because normally we would see things happen and it would be a period of time and we're not seeing if anybody is arrested and we're wondering what's going on and so on. So I was really pleased to see that they actually got someone, even if it's just to be in questioning as it is related to this homicide. I was going to say murder, but homicide.
Yeah, the thing of it is that it's while you're pleased, and yes, I'm in agreement with you in terms of being pleased to see that an arrest was made quickly. I am saddened because this is one of my boys, right? Douglas is quote unquote one of my boys. Back in the day when I was involved in a mentorship program at a particular institution, he was one of the boys who was part of one of those boys who I came into contact with. And for me, it's always sad when I have to see some of them making the news in a negative light.
Yeah.
Because many of us were really rooting for them, hoping that, despite the circumstances of their life or despite the way in which their life started, that they would have become valuable members to society, right?
Yeah.
Not all of them had the best stats in life. And yes, you get to an age to when you're supposed to know right from wrong. You're supposed to know better, etc. And you make your own choices and make your own decisions. Now, I don't know what the circumstances are in terms of this, in terms of what the argument was about, etc. But in terms of just seeing them seeing him in the news in this context just really saddened me, So I guess we would hear more when the case is called. And
Yeah.
Yep.
I share your sentiments. I can imagine the feeling, of having to see somebody you would have.
Like I legit look at them as being my children. Like the other day,
that's what happens.
Where was I? I was in front of across by Mac where BOSVG was B4. So I was across the road. And I hear miss. I don't even know what it is told me to turn around, but the person kept saying miss, miss, miss. So they in front of Market shouted out. And it was one of my former boys, but he can't remember my name. So he just said miss. And I'm there like, but it's a good thing I turned around because I could have ignored because miss could have been anybody, But like so when you see them and they hail us up and find out how they're doing and that sort of thing, I'm always pleased with it, So yeah.
So good thing he ain't a tanty.
He would know better than I would have crossed the road and told him if he called me Tanty. Straight across the road I was going. Stop it. All right.
It's really sad and I can't add any more comments to it because it's 7:35.
Yes.
All right. So we are going to jump out at this time and go directly into today's traffic talk. All right. So stay with us.
99.9